Iconic singer Dionne Warwick, a five-time Grammy Award winner and a cornerstone of American pop music, faces unexpected challenges as she nears her ninth decade. Despite her illustrious career, she now grapples with financial difficulties and legal issues, including bankruptcy and tax troubles. The stark contrast between her current struggles and the serene later life expected of someone of her stature highlights the hardships that can befall even the most successful individuals. Join us as we delve into the events that led to Warwick's financial distress and her decision to declare bankruptcy, unraveling the complex narrative behind this iconic artist's tragic turn of events. Before we get to the tragedy of life, let's take a journey through her illustrious career and explore what led up to that event. Dionne Warwick's early life. Marie Dionne Warwick, who later became known as Warwick, was born in East Orange, New Jersey, to Lee Drinkard and Mansell Warwick. Her mother, Lee Drinkard, managed the Drinkard Singers, while her father, Mansell Warwick, worked in various roles, including as a Pullman porter, chef, record promoter, and CPA. Warwick was named after her mother's aunt and grew up with her sister, Delia, Dee Dee, who passed away in 2008, and a brother named Mansell Jr., who tragically died in an accident in 1968 at the age of 21. Both of her parents were African American, with additional Native American and Dutch ancestry. Warwick spent her childhood in East Orange, New Jersey, where she also participated in the Girl Scouts. As a child, Warwick began her singing journey with gospel music at the New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey. After graduating from East Orange High School in 1959, she pursued her musical dreams by enrolling at the Hart College of Music in West Hartford, Connecticut. During this period, she had the opportunity to work in recording sessions in New York City, providing backing vocals with her group. It was at one of these sessions that she met Burt Bacharach, who was impressed by her talent and recruited her to record demos showcasing his compositions with Hal David. This collaboration led to her securing a recording contract. Warwick's future seemed predestined from the start, but did she follow that path? Dionne Warwick's career life. Warwick's family members were part of the Drinkard Singers, a gospel group that performed in New York. Originally known as the Drinkard Jubilaire, the group included Sissy and Larry and Nikki. Warwick made her television debut with the Drinkard Singers on Gospel Time. The group was managed by Lee and included Marie and Pop / R&B singer Judy Clay. Elvis Presley wanted them to join his touring group. Several talented singers, including Judy Clay, Cissy Houston, and Doris Ricky Troy, joined the Gospelaires. When some members left to pursue solo careers, the group became the Sweet Inspirations. Both groups were known for their chart success and as sought-after studio background singers. They performed on records for various artists and helped kickstart careers like Dionne Warwick's. Warwick credits a man who approached them backstage for a session for Sam the Man Taylor as the beginning of her professional career. The group was asked to do background vocals in New York after a chance encounter. Their harmonies became popular with musicians and producers. The girls would travel from East Orange to Manhattan for recording sessions and still have time for homework. Warwick continued her music work while studying at Hart. While providing background vocals for the Drifters in 1962, Warwick caught the attention of the composer Burt Bacharach. Bacharach admired her voice and star quality. He asked her to record demos of his songs for record labels. One demo, It's Love That Counts, impressed the president of Scepter Records, Florence Greenberg. Greenberg urged Bacharach to focus on Warwick as the artist. Warwick was signed to Bacharach's and David's production company, which in turn was signed to Scepter Records in 1962. The partnership gave Bacharach the freedom to produce Warwick without interference from recording company executives. Warwick's musical ability and education allowed Bacharach to compose more challenging tunes. The demo version of It's Love That Really Counts and her original demo of Make It Easy on Yourself appeared on Warwick's debut Scepter album, Presenting Dionne Warwick, released in early 1963. Scepter Records released Dionne Warwick's first solo single in November 1962, titled Don't Make Me Over. Warwick came up with the title out of anger towards producers for giving a song she wanted to another artist. The song became a top 40 pop hit and a top 5 U.S. R&B hit. Warwick's name was misspelled on the singles label, leading her to start using the new spelling Warwick professionally and personally. In 1962, she became popular with Don't Make Me Over and toured France after leaving school. Critics called her Paris's Black Pearl when she performed at the Paris Olympia, introduced by Marlene Dietrich. Warwick was voted best-selling female vocalist in Cashbox magazine in 1964 with 6 chart hits. She was named top female vocalist in 1969, 1970, and 1971. In the 1967 poll, she was second to Petula Clark and in 1968 to Aretha Franklin. Playboy's music poll in 1970 also named her top female vocalist. Harvard's Hasty Pudding Society named her Woman of the Year in 1969. Warwick was successful in the mid-1960s to early 1970s with gold-selling albums and hit singles. Message to Michael was a top 10 hit in May 1966. Her LP Here Where There Is Love was certified gold in January 1967. Alfie and 2 other hits were featured on this album. DJs made Alfie a radio hit in early 1967. Originally released as the B-side of The Beginning of Loneliness, Alfie became a double-sided hit. Bacharach wanted Warwick to sing Alfie for the film of the same name, but British producers chose Cilla Black. Cher's cover of the song in the American film peaked at number 33. In the UK and Australia, Black's version was a top 10 hit. Warwick became the top artist of Scepter Records after the success of Anyone Who Had a Heart in 1963. Some of her albums, like Golden Hits Part 1 in 1967 and The Dionne Warwick Story, A Decade of Gold in 1971, were certified RIAA Gold. By the end of 1971, Warwick had sold about 35 million singles and albums worldwide and over 16 million singles in the US only. Her exact sales numbers are unknown and likely underestimated due to Scepter Records' poor accounting practices. Warwick was the first Scepter artist to request RIAA audits of her recordings in 1967 with I Say a Little Prayer. In 1971, Dionne Warwick left Scepter Records for Warner Brothers Records with a $5 million contract. This was the most lucrative recording deal for a female singer at the time. Warwick's final album for Scepter was the soundtrack for the movie The Love Machine, released in July 1971. In 1975, Bacharach and David sued Scepter Records for not paying the royalties owed to them from recordings with Warwick and B.J. Thomas. They won almost $600,000 and the rights to all the recordings on the Scepter label. Scepter Records filed for bankruptcy in 1975 when Warwick left for Warner Brothers Records. The label was later sold to Springboard International Records in 1976. After signing with Warner's, Dionne Warwick worked with Bacharach and David on her first album at A&R Studios in New York in late 1971